Today we are going to learn about one of the very important topic in FHIR, which is nothing but if none exist, and we'll get to know what is the importance of if none exist and everything how it is actually being used. So before understanding what is if none exist, as whatever we do previously, we'll create a problem and we'll solve it. That's the best way of learning anything. So I will always try to create a problem and we'll try to learn it. For example, if there is an hospital, so hospital is actually interacting with a FHIR server. Maybe you can name it as a R4 server. Okay, so in a very layman manner, I'm going to explain how this is going to work. So for example, hospital has a patient Virat with the medical record number VK12345. That looks good. And when we post this particular patient in the FHIR server, that will be saved in some particular location as 123456. That's good. Another patient has been admitted and the patient name, like the MRN number, is this thing. This is nothing but the hospital has been created. When this is posted in the FHIR server location, which is nothing but whenever we try to post in the Insomnia, right? You can understand in the previous videos whatever I have shown. So I'm posting over here. So automatically a random number is generated. That looks good. What happens if Virat has admitted again and with new details like new issues and with the same MR number? So when you post it, FHIR thinks that this is a new resource and it will be saved in a new location. So that would be a chaos, right? In an hospital, there won't be like only two patients. There'll be like hundreds and thousands of patients whenever the patient has been admitted, and we are interact. The hospital servers are interacting with the FHIR servers. That will be creating numerous new locations for the same patient. So what is the use? It would be a chaos. So we cannot pull the data of Virat properly with the same like with the different locations over here. So it would be very different. So in that particular thing, if none exist, will be coming into play. So before posting anything to the FHIR server, the JSON format checks if this particular name Virat with this ID and with this location exists already. If exists already, it won't create a new location. It will override the data in the same location. Similarly, if the patient admits multiple times, if the patient transactions are being happen multiple times, it will be using the same location. So just we'll go to our Insomnia. So if you are new to Insomnia, please start watching the previous videos which I created. That would be very easy for you. Let's start with the Insomnia and let's try to identify the problem over here. I'll go to Insomnia and I'll create a new folder. I would always love to create everything from scratch, so it will be easy for understanding. So what we are trying to learn, if none exists. Let's name the folder as if none exists training. That looks good. So I'll paste it and I'll paste it as a training. AINING. That looks good. And over here, I'll create an HTTP request. I'll keep it as a post. And where I should post it, that's nothing but we have a lot of FHIR servers details which I have given over here. Even I'll be giving in the YouTube description. So you don't need to worry. So what I'll do, I'll use this particular server, R4 server, and I need to do a very basic post. Okay, in the body, I'll select it as JSON and I will do a post. That looks good. Okay, that looks good with the details, date of birth and everything. And remember, this is a very basic type of post. I'll do it. And over here, you can see it has been created. So the important thing which we should note that this as an ID over here 453767720. That looks good. What we'll do, we will save this ID over here. That looks perfect. Now what I'll do, again I'll post it with the same details. The new ID has been generated. You got to know the issue, right? It's not saving the details in the same location. It is always saving in a different location. Is this two are matching? Let's delete this thing. Yeah, these two are different. If I do the same again, it is creating the Virat Kohli details in the new location. So that's a big problem for any hospital, like maintaining multiple records. They will lose a track of this particular record. For example, in this update, like this particular patient has fever. and they are actually trying to understand what fever and everything he has. In the next update, the patient has something else, like stomach pain, and the stomach pain has been saved in this particular location. Fever has been saved in this particular location. It's a painstaking thing to identify all these locations. So we all need to have only one location, and it should be saved in one particular location. And how to do that, I'll be teaching you now. Let's create a pattern over here. So we are in the if none exists. That is a post which we have done over here. So now we'll start using if none exists in this particular place. Now what we'll do, we'll try to post a new resource patient, resource type as patient, and the patient name is Kohli, Virat, and everything. Now here I add an extra value known as identifier. It's just to identify which patient he is from, like which hospital data he is being located from. So it will be very easy for the FHIR server to understand, okay, this patient has been already existed. So over here, I'm using the value as if none exist, means it will, this JSON will run and it will come over here and check if this particular patient has already been existed. So this complete part from here to here is nothing but a key from this particular URL, and even this you can see over here with the pipe separating the board details. This is a key, means this key will identify whether whether this patient already exists in the FHIR server or the server. There might be like lakhs of patients in the FHIR server. It will test. Currently, I gave the new number, so this number wouldn't be existed. So I'm going to paste it and see whether this will create a new resource or not. I'll send it, and it says it's a bad request. Now we'll know what's the problem. So we'll always try to make as many mistakes as possible. We already learned the concept of bundling in the previous video. So here we gave it as a patient. So it's better to remove this and post it again. Okay. So it already knows that it's a bundle and the resource type is patient. Now that's perfect. So patient has been created and it has been saved in this particular location. And you can see over here, successfully conditionally created, means it executed this condition. That's the reason it says conditionally created. And over here, no existing resource match found, means this resource was not there before and it has been created. Now let's save the details of this particular patient. So what I'll do, I'll remove all this detail. That looks good. And this would be our MRN number, and which location it has been saved, we can find it over here. Yep, this is the location. That's good. You can ignore the patient and the number before it, just for tracking purpose. So yeah, this would be the number where the FHIR server has been created, and maybe the details which are in the post, you can ignore even this. Now that's good. A fresh patient with the name Virat with the MRN number of VK54321 has been created in the FHIR server. So even if we try to get this resource right, we'll actually get the details. That looks good. So we'll try to name all this request in an easy way. What I'll do, this is the step one. So I'll be posting all these details in the YouTube description, and I'll provide the GitHub links. Post Virat new resource. That looks good. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll create an HTTP request by using the get. So what happens over here in the get, you can use this particular thing, okay, and you can remove this patient name. So over here, we already have the patient details and history of Virat. I'm going to paste this. So we'll get the Virat details. That looks good. Okay, when we get, yeah, we got the details of the patient of ID 4376742, and these are the details. That looks good. Now what we'll do, we'll post again with the new for example, if there is some update on the patient name Virat, so there'll be another FHIR bundle posted. So what happens at that time, whether it will create it or not, we'll go back And yeah, this is the training part. Now what I'll do, I'll duplicate this. Okay, I'll say it as to post Virat resource duplicate. Virat resource OURC duplicate. I created and I haven't posted yet. So I'm trying to post this again. Means same thing which I already did in the first step. I'm doing to post it in the second step. Let's see what it's going to happen. So in the first step, when I did, it says successfully conditionally created no existing resource match. Now in the second step, I'm going to do the same, okay, without any updates or nothing. Well, let's see what happens. We'll send it. It says 200, okay, okay, that's good. Now it says successfully conditionally created resource. Existing resource match URL means it was checking for this particular part. Means this is the identification number which is trying to identify whether this patient was existed in the FHIR server or not. So even in the location, you can see the location would be the same. So what I'll do, I copy it and I'll paste it. The location is same. What happened? Actually, the FHIR server tried to use this identifier, which is nothing but this particular part, and says, okay, this particular thing already existed in the FHIR server, so I'm not going to create a new location or new ID for it. I'll be saving in the same old previous ID. So it is going to save in the same old previous ID. That's how we are going to ignore duplicates in FHIR. So every hospital will not paste a single resource like this particular patient which I pasted. In the bundle, it will be pasting like multiple, like thousands of patients at a time, and it will be posting thousands of patients at a time. To make it easy for you, I only took a single patient for explanation. So in real time, there will be like lakhs of patients which are being posted. So the only concept I want you to understand is like by using the if already exist condition, we are not going to create like multiple patient records. We are only using the same record and keep on updating it. Hope you understand how actually if none exist work. My only motto of this FHIR tutorial is like making as real-time scenarios as possible and make you understand very easily, so it would be very easy. So I've seen a lot of tutorials and everything. They'll be explaining a lot of things, but they won't tell you what is the actual reason behind what's actually happening in real time. So people get confused and they lose interest on FHIR. So I hope you understand it well, and yep, all the best for your future. Thank you.